rise. Civilian gentlemen, please remove your hats. All veterans, we encourage you to render the appropriate salute. And everyone able, please stand at attention, placing your hand over your heart as we proudly sing the national anthem. Good afternoon and welcome to Cadillac Senior High School's graduation ceremony. The graduating class of 2021 welcomes you, their parents, family, faculty, school board, and friends to today's commencement exercise. I would like to acknowledge the hard work that has been put into the ceremony by some special people. Our Superintendent Jennifer Brown, thank you for your leadership and continued support for the great work we're doing here at CADS. We are truly grateful for all that you do to make Cadillac High School the best in the state. Thank you to our Board of Education for their support. Thank you for our beautiful facilities that are coming in as we're moving into the Mac Trail, and Cadillac High School next year will start to break ground. So thank you, community, for your support for that as well. I'd like to thank our graduation planning folks, Ms. Jane Agron, Katie Klaus, Kristen Ruppel, Katie Nemcheski, Fred Bryant, Dan Wilson, Ms. Lindsay Acom, and all of our counselors for the tiny details needed to make this day very special. Mr. Rockwell and Ms. Swanson and Mr. Robb, for all of our musicians and singers, thank you for bringing joy and celebration to this venue. This surely helps set the stage for celebration. And Mr. Swiger, Owen Nelson, Caps Maintenance, Jeff Keith, and EnviroClean, and all the staff for setting this event up. It does take days to do this while we're trying to do the daily tasks, so thank you. And the entire high school staff, thank you for your diligence in challenging each student here today. You are the difference that makes Cadillac a great educational institution. And finally, our parents, thank you for your commitment to each and every one of these seniors. These young adults have turned out pretty fantastic, don't you think? Awesome. Thank you for sharing your children with us. We are definitely better because of them. So it is great pleasure that I introduce Ms. Alana Hoffer with our opening statement.
Family, students, teachers, and graduates, welcome to the commencement ceremony for the class of 2021. We thank you for your dedication and hard work in making this a reality for us, and we want to make a special thanks to our parents and guardians who have supported us throughout this difficult year. We never could have done it alone. Everyone always talks about how fast high school went, but I think this especially rings true for us in these odd times. Our last full year of high school was sophomore year, and we had 15 snow days. But I'm not going to reminisce about the prom we missed or the friends we never got to see. I'm going to reminisce on freshman year us, who thought that one paper was the entire world, and who continuously forgot to stop and smell the flowers. I also want to introduce a powerful metaphor about ourselves as graduates and as community members. I believe each and every one of us carries a personal bucket of the things that make us us. This bucket is a collection of all our experiences and lessons and moments that have shaped us into the people we are today. Sometimes people say graduation is the moment when our buckets are full, but my take is that water has trickled into our buckets until now. And our time in the real world, whether it be going to university, attending a trade school, working, joining the military, and ultimately just figuring ourselves out, is when the torrential rains really come and our buckets will learn what it's like to be a bucket. So we are here today to celebrate our first couple of drops that have shaped us into who we are. But we are taking a deep breath and understanding that we are nowhere near done. Whether it be fighting for something in our community, helping out in our area, or being amazing and supporting parents to wonderful children, we each have a role to play in this world. We've discovered what it means to be involved in a high school, from being a teammate to a clubmate or a classmate. But now I urge everyone to discover what it means to be a community member. I encourage each of us to fight for what we believe in and make this world a place we're all proud of. I'm here to say that I'm beyond excited to add to my bucket and discover my place as a community member. And just as excited to watch my fellow classmates do the same. Congratulations, class of 2021, and let's get this ceremony started.
At this time, I'd like to invite our senior scholars up to come up and get a medallion. Senior scholars, in order to receive this honor, these students had to have the highest GPA combined with their SAT scores. It doesn't seem like a lot, but it is. Taking hours upon hours of nationalized testing time to do this and maintain a high GPA, be involved with clubs, sports, etc. It's a big chore. We have a formula that we do to get these kids to earn this recognition, and we take our top 20 of our senior scholars' scores and achieve this. As I read their name, they'll come across the stage, and our superintendent, Ron, will be handing them a medal. And that medal they'll place upon their neck upon them getting seated, and they'll probably wear that today, and we'll go with it in a scrapbook. But we want to thank them for their hard work and dedication to this time of this peace. Odi say, please come up. Mr. Sawyer McClure. Alana Hoffer. Jaden Barnard. Noah Cochran. Isabel Cole. Lucy Davridge. Lucas Enyart. Oliver Fauble. Alan Hung. Benjamin Kohler. Brendan McRoberts. Olivia Meyer. Chloe Musta. Braden Oberhaus. Lucas Peltier. Gavin Phillips. Ella Santangelo. Megan Seeley. And Miss Amber Smith. At this time, I'd like to thank one of our special students who's actually not here in attendance, but it's very important. I believe he's watching us from South Carolina online. I hope you are, because I got the message from your mom this morning. Darren Van Nortrick.
Darren!
That's right. Darren's in South Carolina, Harris Island, today in the Marine Corps. So thank you for your future support of everyone, Darren. Freedom and liberty is not without sacrifice nor free, so thank you. It is my great honor to introduce Miss Amber Smith for our senior commemorative speech.
The topic of many graduation speeches centers around the thought that these are some of the greatest years of our lives. How these memories will stick with us into our future, and how the sense of community we make with our class will stick with us forever. I know this because I read at least 30 speeches to help me write my own. I would start by thanking the audience for being here today. Thank you, everyone, for being here today. And thank you for giving me the honor to speak on this momentous occasion. I would then add a quote from a notable person that relates to the theme of my speech. I believe Charles Swindoll described this feeling perfectly when he said, "Life is 10% what happens to you and 90% how you respond to it." There would be beautiful anecdotes, and my parents would probably cry by the fence because I'm all grown up. I would say thank you again, we would all clap, go home, and forget about the speech by dinner. However, a speech of that nature doesn't quite fit with the high school experience we've had. It doesn't make sense for me to talk for 15 minutes about how sad I am for this chapter of our lives to end, when it doesn't feel over. With canceled homecomings, altered theater productions, reimagined summer trips, and everything else, it feels like we're in an eternal limbo. I am literally giving a graduation speech right now, and all I can think about is going to the office, saying good morning to Mrs. Acom, and starting the morning announcements. The feeling of cutting off this chapter of our lives and labeling it the best feels like giving the award for Best Picture to a blooper reel. With all that said, I hope this isn't our peak. I hope for each and every one of us that we continue to grow after graduation, to continue rising to a new level and making new memories that we can remember as the greatest years of our lives. Whether that comes with trade school, college, military service, or whatever path we decide to take. That being said, I don't think we should forget the past 4 years. We've all had memories that will stick with us forever. For me, the blinding light of Mrs. Brewer's flashlight while she walked through the homecoming dance is hard to forget. And though we never got to feel the victory of winning a cheering contest at a pep rally, at least we got to feel defeat together. From freshman experience to graduation, we've been different. And I don't say that in a I'm just built different type of way. I say that as somebody who's watched her peers carve out a space in this school for 4 years. It feels like just yesterday we were all sitting on a bus to Eagle Village for a long day of rock climbing and arguing over a lifeboat full of plastic balls. Now we're running clubs, leading orchestras, and fighting uphill to make something out of our senior year. There is no conceivable way to forget all the memories I made in these past 4 years. I would give anything to sit in Mr. Schaefer's room for one more trimester, trying not to laugh as he eats a foot-long Slim Jim while talking about Leonardo DiCaprio's eyes rolling back in the Great Gatsby movie. I want to dig through my pockets for spare change because the cafeteria is selling dirt cups and I still have 5 minutes left at lunch, so I could totally finish it before algebra. These memories may not be the best, but that doesn't mean I don't look back on them with joy. I don't want to finish this speech with the end. I don't want to cut off this part of my life and put it into a box labeled high school. I want all of us to take these 4 years with us into the future, not as stepping stones to be passed, but as companions to follow us down our paths. So instead of taking our diplomas, going home, and closing this chapter of our lives with the end, let's choose something different. Something that isn't forgotten by the end of the day. Something that isn't hidden away with our cap and gown, waiting to be dusted off a decade later with a sigh and a whisper of, those were the years. Something that will allow us to find our own closure and choose when the story ends. Let's all say that our story is to be continued, waiting for us to decide when to place that final period and close the book. Thank you. At this time, I would like to introduce Miss Jennifer Brown.
Good afternoon and congratulations, graduates. I'm honored to be here to present the Citizenship Award to 2 well-deserving students. As a class of 2021, you chose "It is what it is" as your class motto. Seems appropriate, whether you've endured rather than experienced. It is what it is. When I first read this, I laughed and thought it was a bit flippant, but after thinking about how you responded to the changes this year brought, the unknown being your constant, I feel this motto represents your resilience, humor, perseverance, and courage. The last 18 months have been disruptive, frustrating, disappointing, emotionally exhausting, and I could go on, but I think we can all agree we are tired of hearing and talking about COVID. We are proud of the way that you have embraced the Viking spirit And as you leave Cadillac schools with your high school diplomas, I extend 5 challenges to each of you. Number 1, think and act with more collective responsibilities for yourselves, the people around you, and the communities in which you live. Citizenship is a responsibility. I know you all enjoy your independence, your individual freedoms, and quite possibly drive your parents crazy. But citizenship requires us to think about common good and engage in action to protect values like democracy, equality, and freedom. Those rights didn't come and don't come for free. They are never universal truths, and they will be challenged throughout your lifetime. Be prepared to use your voices and actions to protect them. Number 2, choose bravery over bravado. The difference between bravery and bravado can be a fine line. Worry less about what others think or the bold, showy statement of courage. Real courage comes when no one is looking and in your day-to-day decisions. Number 3, tell the people you care about them that you appreciate them often. Be thankful for those who supported you in the big ways, but also in the small ways. Showing gratitude will bring you joy. Many people spend time waiting and wanting happiness, but happiness is a choice. Number 4, be open-minded and open to new experiences. Most of you have had limited life experiences. Seek first to understand before you make assumptions. My experience with working with people, there are no single simple answers, right or wrong solutions. You should listen more and be open to learning. Your success will depend heavily on these skills, not your knowledge. And lastly, slow down, relax, and enjoy. Life is not a race, although it often feels like it. Some of you know what you want to do, who you want to be, the difference you want to make. Some of you don't know what you want for dinner tonight. It's okay. It's okay to be unsure. It's okay to change course. It's okay to figure it out as you go. It's just not okay to stay still. In watching you grow, learn, succeed, and sometimes fail over the last several years, I'm excited about your future. This year was not easy, and you have shown the resilience, humor, perseverance, and courage your class motto speaks to. I'm proud and honored to present the 2021 Citizenship Award to 2 students who epitomize these traits, Amber Smith and Braden Oberhaus. And this time, I'd like to introduce Class President, Peace Odiase.
I want to start out by thanking all those who made it possible for the class of 2021 to gather here today for this bittersweet occasion. This includes our family, friends, teachers, counselors, and everyone else who guided us through these past fundamental years of our lives. I think I'm supposed to come up here and talk about some of our interesting high school memories, like clubs, freshman experience, playing sports, attending homecoming and prom, but I don't think that's fair because not everyone here attended those events or experienced them the same way as someone else. Since every graduate here has a different perspective on what high school was like, right now, I'd like each of you to take a moment to think about your experiences in high school. You might think about the classes you took, the friends you made, the events you attended, or the people who inspired you. I bet all of us thought about different moments. That's why I don't think it's fair for me to reminisce about what happened in high school in this speech, because I'll only be telling my story from my perspective. In literature, there's a term called first-person point of view, where a story is told from one person's perspective. As the authors of our high school narratives, each one of us will have a different story to tell from a first-person point of view. To summarize my high school story, though, high school was a difficult yet rewarding experience. Testing in classes were sometimes overwhelming, and COVID made me realize that virtual learning is a nightmare. However, the activities that I could participate in, like athletics and clubs, and the people I met are what made high school enjoyable. That's my general take on high school, but this isn't just my graduation. It's our entire class's graduation, and there aren't only certain memories or one way to describe the high school experience. So rather than simply reflecting on the things that happened throughout high school, I'd like to talk about today, because this is the day, the memory, the experience that I know we all have in common. Today is the closing chapter of our book of adolescence, but it's also the opening page of the frightening sequel titled Adulthood. So far, this sequel only has blank pages, but as we continue through the next chapters of our lives, we will begin to fill these pages. Each one of us will have unique stories to put in that book, whether they involve post-secondary education, military service, the workforce, whatever it may be. And just like how none of our past high school experiences were exactly the same, none of our futures will be identical either. Once this graduation ceremony ends, we'll each branch off into our different paths for the future. But I hope that we all will remember the time that we spent in the school and the lessons we learned here. Many of us are excited to venture out of the nest and explore the world as fresh adults. But our time here gave us a valuable foundation for our futures. Regardless of our feelings about high school, it's undeniable that we owe a debt to this place and the people who guided us through the years. Fortunately, this is a debt we don't need money for. Let's just simply pay it off by becoming the best versions of ourselves and writing that extraordinary adulthood book, or maybe even a series. Thank you.
Superintendent Brown and members of the Board of Education, it is my honor and privilege to affirm that these students seated before you today, members of the class of 2021, have completed the requirements for graduation set forth by the Cadillac Area Public Schools Board of Education and the Michigan Department of Education. It is with great pride that I present the graduating class from the Cadillac Senior High School. Members of the class of 2021 may now receive their diplomas. Peace, Osawese, Odiaise. Trevor Allen Motto.
Alana Sky Hopper.
Sawyer Dale McClure.
Aiden Barnard.
Noah Alexander Cochran.
Isabel Ann Cole.
Lucy Mary Daveridge.
Lucas Tyler Enier.
Oliver Fowle.
Alan Hong.
Benjamin Matthew Kohler.
Brendan Scott McRoberts.
Olivia Quinn Meyer.
Chloe J. Musta.
Braden David Oberhaus.
Lucas Alexander Peltier.
Gavin Douglas Phillips.
Ella Marie Santangelo.
Megan Elaine Seeley.
Amber Kaylin Smith.
Austin Michael Abram.
Kayla Annette Oswald.
Molly Jane Anderson.
Rachel Noel Anderson.
Shelby Yvonne Anstein.
Jaden Shanda Buellmer.
Juliana Marie Valbuena.
Alyssa Ann Baldwin.
Mariel Jane Baldwin.
Anna Jane Bechtel.
Gavin Jack Bechtel.
Bryce Joseph Benjamin.
Chesney Ann Berge.
Madeline Grace Bowes.
Logan Jack Edward Coleman.
Dylan Michael Borsma.
Evan Craig Bohr.
Macy Quinn Brown.
Keegan Gates Buckmaster.
Flower Susan Butler.
Emily Linan Cardacy.
Cole Douglas Cedarberg.
Nikolai Marcus Christensen.
Dennis William Cook.
Dylan Robert Cooper.
Jamie Leanne Horn.
Abigail Christine Danforth.
Abigail Elizabeth May Dean.
Ethan J. DeVore.
J. Keegan Dickerson.
Rachel Alice DeVozo.
Destiny Sue Dodson.
Oriana Rose Gosselin.
Madeline Annette Dravick.
Sarah
Edmondson.
Heather Catherine Eller.
Ryan Scott Farley.
Kyle Raymond Fowler.
Kaylin Thomas Fitzgerald.
Kennedy Lewis Holmes.
Daniel Scott Gray.
Emily Marie Gregory.
Morgan Marie Hale.
Mackenzie Ann Hawkins.
Colin Thomas Hess.
Declan Rudy Hill.
Elise Lynn Hiltz.
Riley Creed Hill.
Gavin Douglas Hiscock.
Nicholas Allen Horseman.
Madison Page Lynn Kosher.
Madeline May House.
Chase Devere Howard.
Dylan Michael Hughes.
Tadamitsu Lee Iseri.
Sarah Grace Genoa.
Caitlin Brooke Johnston.
Olivia Catherine Kapuzinski.
Kylie Danae Kearney Wright.
Cameron Jacob Lee Keene.
Madison Marie Kovac.
Haley Marie Krantz.
Paul Jacques Lamont Jr.
Bailey Ray Little.
Elena Marie Martz.
Stephen Lee Mason.
Alex Amelia Matsky.
Emmeline May Maury.
Dominic Charles McGee Kendall.
Molly Mackenzie McKeever.
Brady Charles Patrick McLaurin.
Emma Catherine McDaniel.
Abigail Eileen Merritt.
Oakley Marie Mickelson.
Haley Lene Joe Milky.
Zachary Joseph Miller. Michael Jason Monahan Jr.
Nathan Andrew Moore.
McKenna Kathleen Morrison.
Anna Elizabeth Mortensen.
Mia Ann Nett Cadwell.
Landon Arlen Niemer.
Haley K. Lynn Nolan.
Faral I. Patel.
Elena Marie Picota.
Adriana Mary Phillips.
Gwendolyn Lenore Phillips.
Logan Joseph Pike.
Brianna May Podvilsky.
Alexander Nathan Ramsey.
Edward Michael Dean Richards.
Savannah Nicole Richardson.
Nelson Lee Ryder.
Madison Anastasia Rodericks.
Jordan Lynn Rogers.
Ethan Matthew Rollinger.
Roberto Enrique Rojas.
Leah Grace Roots.
Olivia Ray Saban.
Derek Michael Satchel.
Jasmine Elizabeth Schroeder.
Madison Kate Ziegler.
Benjamin Chad Simerson.
Emily Ray Sims.
Brianna Marie Snyder.
Joshua Owen Dale Sullivan.
Paige Diane Sutton.
Caleb Allen Swanberg.
Madison Sue Swiger.
Kylie Amber Taylor.
Michaela Marie Tarrant.
Brooke B. Thorpe.
Liberty Dom Waits.
Alexandra Renee Tucker.
Kelsey Ray Turner.
Abby Patricia Voorhees.
Joshua Jacob Walston.
Ryan David Warner.
Ian Wayne Walker.
Chelsea Ann Weaver.
Emmy Marie Wilkins.
Grant Lee Williams.
Matthew David Williams.
Seth Wayne Wilson.
Ryan Page Wood.
Jacob John Wright.
And now, we are proud to recognize you as graduates of Cadillac Senior High School, class of 2021. As a symbolic act of your graduation, you may now move your tassel to the left. It is my pleasure to introduce Sawyer McClure for our closing speech as our class treasurer.
We gather today as a whole class for the first time in nearly a year and a half, not only to commemorate our achievements and seal off a chapter of our lives, but to turn the page to the next page and celebrate a new beginning. Sitting in my room at night writing the speech at a loss for ideas, I looked down at the mountains of paperwork beneath my desk that's been built up from trimester after trimester, from year to year. And I thought to myself, those are going to make for a nice bonfire. But after that initial thought of spiritual cleansing, I thought about my history as a student at Cadillac High School, and I cherished the idea of finally being done with the journey that up until this point has taken my whole entire life. I thought about how after the speech, we'll all be moved on, finished, and finally complete. That left me thinking about who we as a class will be after graduation. No longer will we be seniors, no longer will we be students. Being a student is all we've known, and school is what we've done. And without it, what is people, I guess, humans, adults, if I dare to go that far, and we're faced with a completely different reality. The scary monster, the ominous boogeyman that our mentors, parents, and teachers have all warned us about, the real world. And I'd like to take this opportunity not only to commemorate our achievements, but to celebrate the new slew of opportunities and choices. In order to get here today, we've all made an uncountable number of choices, whether it be small things like today's outfit, or seemingly important things like class selection and who we sit by on the first day. These choices have brought us to today, the intersection of a finish line and a starting line. Now, we are faced with an ocean of new opportunity, and from this ocean, we'll continue to take drops, adding to the bucket every step of the way. As we head off to fill our buckets, we want to thank our classmates, our parents, our administration, coaches, and teachers for all they have given us. At this time, would the class officers please lead the class of 2021 to the track for one last celebration.
Mr. Wilson, hit the music. Please stay seated in the stands as the students have a special celebratory cat throwing.
It's been a long day without you, my friend.
Great picture time
And I'll
here.
tell you all about it when I see you again. We've come a long way from where we began. Oh, I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. When I see you again.
Damn, who knew? All the plans we blew, the things we've been through, that I'll be standing right here talking to you about another path. I know we love to hit the road and laugh, but something told me that it wouldn't last. Had to switch up, look at things different, see the bigger picture. Those were the days, hard work forever pays. Now I see you in a better place. Talking about getting the feelings all that we got. Everything that was through, you was standing there by my side. And now you know we for the last ride.
Without you, friend, you will tell come a long way where we began. I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. See you again.
But you both go about your way in a vibe. It's feeling strong and small. Turn to a racial fiction. Turn to a one. Never be broken. The love will never be lost.
to introduce you to the graduating class of 2021